Laptop tripping. I'm back. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Let's try this again. Testing 1, 2, 3. BucosLocker. I'm gonna try this again. I don't know what happened. Weird. All over the place. But welcome back to BucosLocker. Subscribe to the channel. Like the channel. Share all the videos. Now, where was I? I was talking about Mike Evans. Something was wrong with my chat. I couldn't see nobody chats or nothing. Nobody. I couldn't see nobody. But anyway, sorry for the technical difficulties. I know what I need for Christmas. I know that. Let's just say that. BucosLocker again, coming to you. Subscribe, like, comment, and share on all the videos that's posted on this channel. Come back to the chat room. I am here. Let's turn up for a little bit. It's not going to be a real long stream. I'm going to keep it fairly short. And when I say short, I mean like not an hour or 45 minutes long, because it was just going to little update. So I'm not going to do a preview video for the Bucks versus Lions. I'll do that tomorrow on Wednesday, midweek. My preview videos are usually pretty much midweek or later in the week. So let's get to it. Mike Evans out for the season. Hamstring injury. Let's talk about it for a little bit. Let's sit down and have a little chat about this. How is this injury going to affect Jameis Winston for these next 3 games? And he has an injury as well. He has a slight fracture in his thumb. Not enough where he can't play. Not a Drew Brees fracture. Remember when Drew Brees hurt his thumb? He don't have that situation, luckily. So he most likely going to play this game. High probability. You know, Jameis Winston is very tough, but he will be out. He will be without his number 1 receiver. Yes, I did see that. Yes, $201 million. I did see it. Appreciate it, Grislow. I did see it. Mike Evans, Jameis Winston connection. They've been playing with each other for quite some time. The whole entire time Winston been on this team, Mike Evans has been his number 1 guy. He has the most touchdowns to Mike Evans, the most interceptions thrown to Mike Evans. That's his favorite target, along with what used to be Cameron Brate, but not anymore, and Adam Humphrey. We've pretty much seen the offense without Mike Evans. We saw it pretty much for most of the Colts game, and the Bucks actually was more potent. I hate to say that, folks, but no shade to Mike Evans, and I've had my issues with Mike Evans. You know, Mike Evans was my first Bucks jersey, so I don't have personal beef with Mike Evans. He just had some situations during the season that I did not like or was too fond of. His play, his hands, his effort, his mood swings, you know. But in all, he's had a great season. Don't get it twisted. A Pro Bowl season. Will he make it to the Pro Bowl? He probably should. As an alternate, at least, being that his injury is going to cost him 3 more games. He probably would have reached 1,500 yards, maybe 1,600 yards if he would have stayed healthy. And actually, if you go back and look at the deep ball that Jameis Winston threw him, a very good deep ball, 61 yards. And a lot of people have been trashing Jameis Winston about his deep ball. He's been throwing the deep ball pretty good this year. Nobody's really talking about that, so that's a good thing. But on that deep ball, he actually was running faster. Like, he sped up and he was going, and the hammies gave out on him. He stretched it out too much. But that did not stop the Bucks and Jameis Winston and company, his receivers and running backs, for 456 yards, 4 touchdowns, along with 3 interceptions. Of course, I get it. but he still was chucking the ball around without Mike Evans because we got a chance to see other guys step up. Next man up, right? Brashard Perriman. You know, I have my issues with Brashard Perriman. You know, I was like, this guy. I don't like Brashard Perriman, but I was an advocate of trading him or cutting him for a 4th round compensation pick. It did not happen. So now he's on the team. He's been producing for the last couple of weeks. So more power to you, Brashard Perriman. Keep continuing to help the team win games and finish strong. Where were you in the beginning of the season? Where was this Brashard Perriman at the beginning of the season? Don't answer that. Justin Watson, next man up. You will get a lot more playing time. And the time that you got on the field, you made some good catches. Justin Watson. I always thought you was good, Justin Watson, from Penn University. Shouts out to Penn University. I'll be up late, folks. Grindhouse. I'm in the grindhouse right now. As you can see, I'm in the grindhouse. Anyway. Justin Watson played a very good game against the Colts Sunday. And I know people are going to say, oh, it was the Colts. The Colts were a good defense. They are a solid defense. Granted, they were missing one of their cornerbacks, one of their better cornerbacks, but they're a solid defense. They're a solid team overall. And Justin Watson played good. Play good. Him and Brashard Perriman, they combined for 9, 10 catches? 2 touchdowns? I'm like, that replaced Mike Evans. So expect Brashard Perriman and Justin Watson to get more targets, which makes our offense a little bit more harder to guard. So now, who are you going to double? Chris Godwin? Cool. O.J. Howard? Cool. Cameron Brate? I think 9 or 10 different receivers caught a ball Sunday. I didn't hear anybody talk about that because in the Bucs groups, for some strange reason, they kept talking about interceptions. As usual. Even with the win. 9 or 10 guys caught passes from Jameis Winston. And he did it pretty much without Mike Evans. Mike Evans had 1 catch. 1. Jameis Winston had 33 completions. Mike Evans had 1 catch. And it was a big one. We needed that touchdown. 1 big catch. And it got us 7 points. The offense is a beast, folks. I'm truly believing that it's almost like it doesn't matter if Mike Evans is playing or not. The offense is going to produce. We had 542 yards of total offense, something like that. Expect it again, folks. Expect another 500 yard total offensive game. Majority of it's going to be passing, of course, but we get to see the full arsenal of the weaponry that Jameis got. And a lot of people say, "Oh, Jameis got all these weapons." He does, because that's what they drafted. They drafted a bunch of weapons. A bunch of weapons for Jameis Winston. But it was heavily 2 guys catching a lot of balls. And Sunday against the Colts, everybody caught a ball. Hell, I caught a ball. You guys caught a ball Sunday. So now we're going to see, can Jameis Winston make other guys better? We've seen it with Adam Humphrey, Cameron Brate. I mean, OG jury's still out on OG Howard. Is he really good or I don't know. But Jameis Winston made everybody Sunday outside of Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. Jameis Winston got everybody involved. It's going to be a lot harder to guard the Bucs passing game now. Jameis Winston don't have to force interceptions while throwing the ball to Mike Evans. He could actually play a little more comfortable and more freely versus having Mike Evans in the game. And I want to make sure everybody understand this. I'm not trying to say Mike Evans is a bad player or he's a cancer and all that. I'm just saying, after Mike Evans went out of the game, the offense was just, it never missed a beat. Chris Godwin didn't have a lot of pressure on catching the balls. The ball was spread around to like 9 or 10 different receivers. I caught a ball. Right here. Y'all didn't see me on the couch. I caught a ball from Jameis Winston on Sunday. It wasn't for a touchdown. It was an imaginary pass. It's going to be interesting to see how Jameis Winston reacts with the thumb injury and with no Mike Evans. And of course, we already know the running game sucks and the O-line is inconsistent. The O-line is not bad. They're just inconsistent in bad moments. Key moments of the game, they just have brain farts. Left tackle played a pretty decent game yesterday outside of that one sack by Justin Houston. DeMar Dotson had a couple penalties, I think a penalty or two, and a holding call. That's typical. That's the typical our left and right tackle season right there. They can play pretty good, like 70% of the game, and then like 30% of the game they have brain farts, pressure. They give up pressure and penalties and fault, penalties and false starts. They just do stupid stuff, not missing a block. So 70% of the game, our left and right tackle can play good, but at 30%, they just have brain farts. And I know the big question people probably asking is, will Jameis be aggressive? Yes, folks. This is a no risk and no biscuit offense. All it is just Chris Godwin's going to be number one now, or he lines up all over the place. X, Y, Z, like slot. He lines up all over the place. The offense is still going to be the same. Nothing's really going to change without Jameis Winston, folks. And I know some of you going to say, "Oh, they playing the Lions. The Lions are not good. The Lions season are done. Lions season is done." Yeah, I know. But it's a football game, a game that you're supposed to win, right? So, I mean, we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. Mike Evans, he finished the season with 67 catches, I think. This is off the top of my head. Yeah, I'm in front of a computer, but I'm trying to like remember off the top. Like 67 catches. He had like a little over 1,000 yards and like 7 or 8 touchdowns. So I mean, hell of a season. Shouts out to you, Mike Evans. I mean, sixth straight 1,000-yard receiving? What is it? 5 or 6 straight 1,000-yard receiving, 1,000 yards receiving, starting off his career. Randy Moss, it's like select a few. The adjustments will be made, folks. Don't panic. The adjustments will be made. So I need y'all to relax. Yeah, 6 straight. 1,000-yard receiving. 67 catches, 1,100 yards. Relax, folks. The adjustments will be made. Trust me. Bruce Arians, he's doing this as for a living. He will install a plan for Byron Leftwich to call the plays based on how Bruce Arians feels. The plays are being called. I'm noticing this too. The plays are being called based on how Bruce Arians, the game plan he puts together for Byron Leftwich to call the game. Byron calls the game based on how Bruce wrote the plan, the plan of attack, and situational parts of the game Bruce will take over. I noticed that too. So injuries is a part of the game, folks. Injuries is a part of the game. And before I end this video, the Bucs are, 3-game winning streak. They're 6-7. Still not looked at as a good team according to the power rankings. I got a chance to look at some power rankings across the board. NFL.com, ESPN, CBS Sports, a couple other outlets. They still got us ranked behind teams that is pretty much that we either beat or we, worst off than us. Like they still got us ranked behind the Colts. They got us like 20, 19, 22. Like, why are we not 16 at least? So the disrespect is real, folks. The disrespect to this fan base is real. That's why I'm on YouTube representing the Bucs family. I represent y'all. Y'all represent me. I'm gonna hold it down. But the disrespect is real. This team is starting to kind of get it together. And if we can finish strong, it's going to be a problem next year once we get a couple pieces. But back to the topic of this video. Luckily, we have weapons. Jameis Winston has weaponry. That's the one thing that Jason Light has done. The one thing that you've done, Mr. Light, is give Jameis Winston weapons. You didn't upgrade the O-line with young talent. You didn't upgrade you upgraded the secondary with young talent. You upgraded the D-line with Avia and Shaq Barrett, two fairly young guys. Anthony Nelson. The running back situation. But you have failed to address the most important position. So it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. You drafted a deep receiving core. And people will know for these next 3 weeks who is Justin Watson, reclamation project, possibly with Brashard Perriman, which can lead him to another contract with the Bucs. And if those of you that don't know, the salary cap has went up to $201.2 million. I repeat, the salary cap is will go up to $201.2 million. If Brashard Perriman finishes good, they're going to give him another contract, 2-3-year contract, $12 million, $13 million. If he finished the season strong, there's a whole lot of questions in the offseason for us, folks. And the biggest question, of course, is Winston. But I'm not too much worried about that. I kind of got an idea what's going to have to happen. So unless Jameis Winston throws 20 interceptions in the next 3 games, he's probably come back, folks. Yeah. So shouts out to the receiving core for the Bucs. I am looking forward to watching Chris Godwin lead the pack. Young man, Chris Godwin. Justin Watson, young man. Brashard Perriman, not that old. Anybody got the status on Adam and Scotty Miller? Scotty Miller's still hurt, right? I didn't look at the news or updates, injury reports, and nothing like that. But I think Scotty Miller is still hurt. If so, that's fine. If not, come on back. I mean, Jameis Winston will line up with Chris Godwin, Brashard Perriman, Justin Watson, Cameron Brate, O.J. Howard, and the running back committee. So who you think getting the ball? Now you don't know who getting the ball. Now you don't know who getting the ball. Now that Mike Evans is out the game, you don't know. So good luck, Detroit Lions. If you decide to play your starters, which probably might play them for half. There's no reason to play the starters the whole game. Somebody might get injured, ACL, Achilles, clavicle, like whatever the case may be. Detroit will play it safe this game. They will run the ball, but I'm not going to get into that. So, Jameis Winston, no Mike Evans. He coming into this game with about 4,100 yards. 4,100 yards and some change. 4,100 plus, somewhere between there. Will he get 300 yards without Mike Evans? Yeah. No offense, Mike Evans, but Jameis Winston is going to still throw for 300 yards. It is what it is, folks. That'll put him at probably about 4,500 with 2 games left. So the possibility of him reaching 5,000 yards and doing it in the last 3 games without Mike Evans, it's 50-50, folks. And if he finishes the season doing that without Mike Evans, it's pretty good. Pretty good. So I wish you could be out there, Mike Evans. I know we have our differences, but I still represent you because I'm a receiver myself. My favorite position on football, wide receiver. So I hold you at a higher standard. Hands, baby. Hands. So with that being said, I just wanted to drop this video on you guys. Talked about Mike Evans a little bit and brushed up on a couple things with the team. Unfortunately, Mike Evans is pretty much out for the season. So moving forward, the ball will be spread around. Good luck to the Lions in trying to guard everybody running across that field in Bruce Arians' offense. I'm expecting another 300 yards from Jameis, 4 touchdowns, and possibly an interception or 2. You're not gonna say it like that, For you guys that want to see him throw interceptions, it's for you. So with that being said, yeah, I know it's historic. Shouts out to everybody in the chat room. Appreciate you for joining this live stream real quick. It's just pretty short now. I mean, it's 20 minutes, but I don't want to just talk about the preview game. I'll do that tomorrow. I'll do all my predictions and what's going on and with the Lions and how we match up with them, with Matt Patricia and all that. So, with that being said, to all my Pirates and my Sea Bandits, swashbucklers, buckaholics, whoever's in the chat room, I want y'all to fire those cannons, siege the day, raise the flag, and we taking all the risk. And so far, we getting some biscuits. BucosLocker out.